Lady Aces finals bound. Raiders lose their first game of the season. UNLV to allow some fans. Our Golden Knights make a huge trade, and our Las Vegas Lights. Oh, our lights. Wake me up when September ends. Well, it's ended. Episode 10, Heat and Love begins now. Let's go. Lady Aces, my gosh, it took all 5 games to get there, but they got there. Actually, before we begin, hey, shout out Vegas Strong. I thought it was only appropriate. I was gonna wear my Aces shirt, but with the anniversary of 1 October yesterday, 3 years, hard to imagine. I just thought it was only appropriate to wear that, so I wanted to take a second and say that. But yes, Lady Aces. They won in the, obviously, semifinals. They got the bye to get there. And then it didn't look good. The Connecticut Sun, who I forgot, actually, were in the finals last year, lost to the Washington Mystics. They gave the Aces their all. They were a 7th seed, and so coming into it, they had the experience of the finals. And that showed because out the gates, let's just do a series recap. Game 1, the Sun shocked the Aces, beat them by 25 points. I believe that was I think that was the largest deficit of the season for the Aces. And it was kind of just a smack in the face of like, we don't care if you're the number 1 seed. We got the finals experience. They definitely showed it. And then Game 2, A'ja Wilson showed why she's the MVP. She willed them down the stretch, making big plays, which is what big players should do. Game 3, the Sun won that, and it seemed to be like, okay, they're 1 win away from going back to the finals. At that point, it kind of just seemed like maybe they're just too much for the Aces. And then Game 4, obviously a must-win for the Aces. Angel McCoughtry, who really behind A'ja Wilson was the other key player in this series with De'Erica Hamby going out. She came up big, 29 points in the game. Actually had a huge third quarter to catapult them. And then Game 5 was a series of swings. The Sun got off to an incredible start, scored 30 points in the first quarter, led by as many as 16, and then the Aces, they started chipping away in the second, and then really in the third, they took the lead, and then from there, it was back and forth. It was a 1-possession game. From midway through the third all the way until the very end. Came down to the final moments, but again, Angel McCoughtry, A'ja Wilson made the plays they needed to make as big players. Angel's been to the finals before, obviously A'ja in her 3rd year hasn't, so this is such an incredible accomplishment. Again, it took all 5 games, but it doesn't matter. They got to the finals. They will be taking on the Seattle Storm, who they beat twice this year. Actually, they've only played them twice, and they beat them both times. Key thing to remember, Brianna Stewart did not play in the final game, and Sue Bird, the veteran, didn't play in either of the games. And so the first game, Aces won by 8. The last game, they won by 2. So you really got to take that into account. It's going to be a hard-fought series, just like this series was. And Aces really are going to have to clean it up. In Game 5, they had 18 turnovers. You can't do that against Seattle. Again, sure, you got away with it in the Connecticut game, just making big plays, but you have to be able to take care of the ball. And there has to be more help. It can't just be A'ja Wilson and Angel McCoughtry. Especially with De'Erica Hamby going out, that is a huge blow. But it's next man up, or next woman up, I should say. And so, Kayla McBride, Jackie Young, Danielle Robinson, Sugar Rogers, we have a lot of great players, and so I think it's like, okay, well, you got to step up, you got to shine. This is the finals. You can't just give the ball. You can't just give the ball to A'ja Wilson and watch. But it is important in Game 5. I think, down the stretch, I really want A'ja to have the ball. More, I feel like there were some forced shots from the Aces that it just were unnecessary. And I feel like, again, play your game. Go through A'ja Wilson. Other players need to be able to step up and score, but the offense runs through A'ja Wilson. So hopefully they can get back to that. Again, for Seattle, this is their second time in the finals in the last 3 years. Brianna Stewart, obviously, from UConn, an incredible player, one of the best young players in the WNBA. Obviously, Sue Bird, a veteran. So Jewel Lloyd, they have some killers on that team. But the aces, as well, Asia Wilson, Angel McCoughtry. The aces just need to know that Seattle is going to do everything they can to take both of them out of their games, especially Asia Wilson, who's been in double figures most of her games. And so I feel like they're really going to go after her. We know what Angel can bring, but what is the rest of the team going to bring? What is Kayla McBride going to bring? What is Jackie Young? Again, Danielle Robinson. These are where, Carolyn Swords. This is where other players need to step up and be like, you know what? Hey, we know you're going to do your thing, Asia, but we're here to help. We're here to contribute. We're not just here to watch. In order to win a championship, that's what it's going to take. It's going to take a full collective Aces team. And so actually, I didn't even say the finals start today, 4 o'clock. It's going to be played every other day. And so it's exciting, for first time in the finals for Aces, 3 years being here. Actually, it's their second finals in franchise history. But yeah, the first in Vegas' history. First year didn't get off to a good start. Showed promise with Asia Wilson, but just I don't think had enough pieces. Last year, obviously, we had Liz Cambage, Kelsey Plum, and we got to the conference finals. Couldn't get over that hump, and then I thought we lost both of them, Plum to injury, and then Cambage to just kind of a health hazard because of COVID. And then I wasn't expecting much for our Aces. I kind of just thought, it's just going to be a wash season. It's all right. They'll come back stronger next year with all the players. But no, Asia Wilson, obviously, she's going to do her thing. But Angel McCoughtry was like, hey, I've been to the finals before. Why can't I bring some of that veteran presence here? And they did. And obviously, all of a sudden, if you would have told me at the beginning of the year, without Liz Cambage, without Kelsey Plum, the Aces are going to be in the finals, I would have been like, no way, you're lying. But they are. And so I'm so excited. And like I said, game 1 today. We'll see what happens. But again, it has to be more than Asia and Angel. It has to be the Aces. Moving on to our Las Vegas Raiders. Not surprised they lost their first game of the year. Obviously, I thought they would lose to the Saints, but it came at the hands of Cam Newton and the Patriots. Not surprising. Derek Carr, though, didn't play bad. He completed 75% of his passes, finishing with 261 yards and 2 touchdowns. The defense was really struggling after the first quarter. They held the Patriots scoreless. Max Crosby had 2 sacks, and Jonathan Abram was able to pick off Cam Newton once. But after that, the Patriots just kind of got whatever they wanted. And yeah, so it was tough. The end score was 36-20, and it means the Raiders have failed to beat the Patriots since 2002. They seem to play them in 3-year spans, so they lost to them in 2005, 2008, 2011, 2014, 2017, and then this last Sunday in 2020. So with all that, we might see them again in 2023. Hopefully by that time we can figure something out. Now this weekend they're playing the first afternoon game against the Buffalo Bills at home at Allegiant Stadium. No fans. We'll talk about that in the next segment. But Zay Jones, who is a wide receiver for the Raiders this year, has 4 receptions for 47 yards and a touchdown. He will be playing against his former team. He was formerly a Buffalo Bill, was drafted in 2017, and then obviously traded to the Raiders in October of 2019. So that will be interesting to see how that matchup goes. But the Bills are undefeated. Yes, 3-0. If you ask me, I'm not surprised. Looking at what they did last year, they finished 11-5, second in the division behind the Patriots. Now you got to remember Tom Brady was still there. The question of, he doesn't have his normal weapons, blah, blah, blah. He's Tom Brady. He made it work. He won the division. Bills finished in second, but I think they got Stephon Diggs, an incredible receiver from the Minnesota Vikings this offseason. And you look at Minnesota, they're struggling. Kirk Cousins, hey, we're not going to go there. But anyway, the Bills, yes, rank third actually in offensive efficiency. They are averaging 31 points per game. The Raiders not too far behind. They rank 8th, but they're averaging 29 points per game. But to me, this is going to come down. Okay, yes. Will it be a shootout? Most likely, because given how many points the defense for the Raiders has allowed, they've allowed 30 in the first game. They allowed 24 in the second game against the Saints, and then they allowed 36 to the Patriots. Knowing that the Bills rank third in offensive efficiency and all the weapons that they have, I'm sure it is going to be a shootout, or I'm sure the Bills are going to score a lot of points. So that means Derek Carr, he's going to also have to score a lot of points. He's been playing well, though, this year so far. He has 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Josh Allen, who is the quarterback for the Bills, has 10 touchdowns with 1 interception. So both quarterbacks looking pretty stellar. But again, this is going to come down to the defense. I believe that... I was just about to call them Oakland. So used to that. Las Vegas. I believe that the Raiders have good defensive pieces. Again, Jonathan Abram, Max Crosby, just to name a few. But they're going to have to figure it out and put it all together. And that's going to be something that we're going to have to see as the season goes on. Can John Gruden get these guys to gel on the defensive end? It seems like the offense has been flowing. It seems like they found their identity with Josh Jacobs, who I think obviously, is a young rising star. I think they got, Henry Ruggs out at wide receiver. You got Hunter Renfrow, Nelson Aguilar, who's a veteran. Again, Jason Witten, a veteran tight end. They got the offensive pieces for sure. But again, this comes down to defense. Yeah, you can score as much as you want, but if you can't stop the other team, I mean, you give and you take. So the defense is going to have to play big this year. This year, but in this game, because again, the Raiders' schedule is brutal coming out the gates. I predicted they were going to start 1-5. That's obviously not the case, but this is where it gets hard. You just played the Patriots. You have the Bills this Sunday, and then you have Kansas City for Week 5. That's not going to be easy. Patrick Mahomes has been looking incredible. Actually just had 5 touchdowns in his Monday night game against the Ravens. And then after that, you're taking on Tom Brady and the new-look Buccaneers. So again, and I said this, the first 6 games are pretty brutal. We're going to see what kind of Raiders team is this. Because at some point, you're going to have to beat the contenders. Yes, They did beat a contender in the New Orleans Saints, and that was impressive. But with the Patriots, you fell back a little bit. Hopefully they can redeem themselves this week and really just get back on track. And, I mean, if they lose, hopefully it's competitive, and hopefully it's close. Hopefully it's not just like Buffalo blows them out of the water. So we're going to have to see. These are true, meaningful, telling games about the Raiders. I know they're young, but again, I think with Derek Carr, this is the year of pressure. You've been in the league for 6 years. It's time to prove yourself. He's been doing great so far, and I hope that continues. So we'll just wait and see what happens. So I don't want this episode to drag on too long. There's just a lot of important information to get to, especially this next story involving our UNLV Rebel football team. As you well know, that they are having their season later this month at Allegiant Stadium. Now, there's going to be limited amount of fans. Governor Steve Sisolak came out on Tuesday making an announcement regarding COVID protocols and kind of guidelines, where we're at right now, updates, and he basically said that seated capacities at venues will allow up to 10% capacity. And so UNLV has said they are working on measures to allow a limited amount of fans at Allegiant Stadium. Now, the Raiders, we haven't heard anything. I don't think we're going to hear anything. I think at the beginning of the season, they made it clear there's not going to be any fans this whole season. Yes, they could go back on that and be like, hey, yeah, Sisolak said that we can allow fans, so we're going to have fans. I just think they made it adamantly clear, and I think that way it'll just be like, nope, we're not doing it. We said from the get-go we're not going to do it. Where I think you've seen a couple of other NFL teams say they're open to it, they're going to reevaluate, and so I think that's clear. As for UNLV, they are going to allow fans, and they're going to be playing at Allegiant Stadium, which might sound weird of like, oh, they're really going to allow people to Allegiant Stadium to see UNLV first before they see the Raiders. And yes, I agree it is weird, but I mean, this is just where we're at right now, and hey, it'll be a great way to get more people to go to UNLV game, because maybe it's all strategic. People are gonna want to go to get in the stadium, and so I mean, hey, and seeing what Mark Arroyo does this year as the head coach coming over from Oregon, and not only this year, you got to give him a couple years, but hopefully he can turn it into a college powerhouse. So yeah, it's weird, but hey, this is where we're standing right now. Now, tickets are going to be sold on a game-to-game basis. Fans are going to be required to wear masks, follow social distancing procedures. There will be a maximum of 6 tickets per account, and season ticket holders are going to hold priority in all that. Now, if you are a season ticket holder, you have 3 options you can do. You can defer your tickets to the 2021 season, you can donate them to the Rebel Athletic Fund, or you can receive a refund. The first 2 options will allow you to keep the same seats for the following year, for that 2021 season. So just keep that in mind. But this is where we're at. It's exciting. Governor Sisolak says we're doing really good with the numbers and everybody wearing masks and follow procedures. So continue to do that. I know the masks aren't fun. I know it's, everybody kind of has their own thing about it. I get it. But let's just continue to do what we can, and eventually we're gonna get back to doing things. Maybe not in the same way, but we'll have some sort of modified way. So let's just be patient and work our way back to it. But that's where we stand right now. All right, final 2 announcements. Our Golden Knights have made a trade, and no, it's not Marc-Andre Fleury. He's safe as of now. I know I got scared when I saw that too, but no, you don't need to worry about that. Things could change, but hopefully we'll see. I'll definitely update you if that were to happen. But no, the Golden Knights have made a trade with Chicago Blackhawks, which seems to be the team that they make trades with, because that's where they got Robin Leonard from. But they are sending Brandon Puri back to the Blackhawks. That's where he made his NHL debut in 2009. Now, Puri has given a lot. He's been with Vegas since its inaugural season. Actually, he was released by the Panthers on 1 October 2017, obviously when the tragedy hit here. And then 3 days later, he was signed by our Golden Knights. And ever since then, he's provided a fire. He's been a backbone to our team. I do hate to see, players from our team. I get that's how the business goes, but you start to build a relationship with these people. Like I said, like Marc-Andre Fleury, Ryan Reeves. I mean, I'm a Jonathan Marchessault guy. So, you start to become attached, and then, and again, I know that's the business of sports, but once they're taken away, it's like, oh no. So in exchange, we get Dylan Sikora. He is 25 years old. Brendan Puri is 29, and Sikora had 13 assists in 47 games with the Chicago Blackhawks. So hopefully he can contribute. Again, younger legs. Maybe that's why they made the trade. We'll just have to wait and see. I thought it was important to update you on that. And last but not least, our Las Vegas Lights. I thought they would pull it out somehow against Reno, and then all of a sudden, a 2-2 tie. No, not 2-2. You can't tell me September they did not win. Let me tell you. They had 4 losses and 3 ties in September. Not a single win! And they only have 1 game left against Orange County. It's this Saturday. It's tomorrow. My gosh. Lights, please. 4 losses and 3 ties. I feel incredibly bad. I feel so bad. But come on, let's hit that light switch. This last game, let's hit that light switch. I can't believe it. I thought we're gonna get one. We're gonna get one, and we didn't get one. We didn't. Reno's like, you're not gonna get one. I'm so hurt, but I'm happy that I'm elated that you joined me this week. I know I got a little hyper there. I'm so sorry. Hopefully you have a great week. I will talk to you again next week. We'll see where our Aces stand, and then we'll see if our Raiders can bounce back. Have a beautiful one. I will talk to you again soon. Lights, please. I want to come back to a Lights win. Please.